Hello, fellow compatriots. My name is Warner Workman. I, too, am a son of the American Revolution. I'm with the chapter called Sergeant Major John Champ Chapter, functionally based in Loudoun County, Virginia, about 60 miles west of Washington, D.C. So I wanted to do a couple of things in just sort of a short video series. But the first thing I want to do, my first topic is going to be this upcoming Navy Marine 250 birthday bash, right? That's happening in Philadelphia. I think it's probably already started. I know there's a week-long celebration of everything going on. They got more ships than you could possibly imagine. More people are going to be there. They're going to have all kinds of events. You can tour aircraft carriers and destroyers. I mean, it's just all kinds of crazy stuff, right? It culminates, at least for me, on Monday, October, I think it's the 13th, right? Maybe the 12th, whatever Monday is, with just a massive, massive, massive parade, right? And I want to tell you a little bit about the parade. So it's obviously a Navy Marine 250 birthday bash parade, but I want to tell you how our chapter got invited, right? So our chapter, small little chapter, Loudoun County, Virginia, we like to make big impacts. So I got this little phrase I call color and flutter, right? If we're going to make an impact to our community, I think personally, I think we've got to be out there big time visually in events of which thousands and thousands and thousands of people will see us, right? So when I joined our chapter in 2022, just so happens I was called or actually, I'm called the Floatmeister, right? And the reason is I brought a parade float base with me. Now, I've been doing some patriotic floats before then, but I wasn't tied with Sons of the American Revolution. So what you're going to see sort of inserted into this video, I'm going to show some of the parade float bases that we've done sort of over the years, but it's really in the culmination of the one that's coming up. So anyway, so I think in 22 we did, probably I think it was 14 parade events. I think in 23, I think we did, around 20. I think 24 we did over 20, maybe 22, 23, whatever. I think this year we're slated to do about the same number, about 24 or something like that. But the big one is in fact the Navy Marine 250 up in Philadelphia on Monday. But let me tell you how we got invited, right? So we're in all of these parades, and it just so happens the producer of the parade seen us in one of the other parades that he was doing out actually in Winchester. It's called the Apple Blossom Festival. Well, he really liked our, sort of submission. He goes, dudes, I want y'all guys to come to my several, I should say, other parade events that are by invitation only. So most of the parades, you just sign up. Doesn't even cost anything. You just show up and you parade and march down. It's all Smallville parade stuff. It's great, great. Basically, is how America, small town America lives, right? Well, we were invited, but his parades, right? Here's the key. His parades, they were by invitation only. In other words, you had to have a decent float submission to even be remotely invited. So he comes up to us and he says, dudes, listen, I got some parades I want you to enter by invitation only. One of them is the Memorial Day parade down in Washington, D.C. We were in that. I won't talk about that, but that was the first, invitation only. The one that's coming up is the Navy Marine 250 on October 13th. And then the third one, I'm so honored that, somebody thought our parade float entry was worthy, right? To be in these national level parades that are going to be streamed internationally. They're going to be televised nationally. They're going to be all over the place. But we're also invited to the July 3rd 2026 4th of July parade in Philadelphia, right? So they chose to have their parade in Philadelphia on July 3rd. This is next year, right? It'd be the 250. And what's crazy about it is it goes right by Independence Hall and right by the Liberty Bell. And why that's sort of special is, my parade float, and again, I'm going to put some pictures in here. Our parade float's all decked out. I got a big old 6 foot tall Statue of Liberty. And I have a replica, 3/8 size replica, that rings of the Liberty Bell. So for me, it's like my little baby bell, is going to make a pilgrimage. In this case, Philadelphia and Independence Hall are going to hopefully go right by, right? But what I'm going to do, I'm trying to do this every day. I'm going to give you a little bit of update of my status on the parade float, right? So I don't even call it a parade float for the most part. I call it a mobile diorama. I like to be slightly more sophisticated than the average float meister, so I call it a mobile diorama. And you'll see as I describe it over the next few videos, I have it basically sort of sectioned. Big section in the middle, that's really sort of the most important. I got some patriotic benches in there that guys sit, so we can have people in colonial attire riding along, doing waves, having waves flags, and ringing the bell. We do this. I mean, the crowd just goes crazy. We ring that bell, the crowd goes bonkers, man. It's just crazy, right? They love it. They love it. They love it. And then, we have some other little diorama areas. We have a massive cannon on one side. We got a whole bunch of gunpowder barrels. We got a whole bunch of non-firing replicas on there as well. And what we typically do as well is have tons and tons and tons of parade-centric artwork on it. And that's what we're doing for the Navy 250. We're going to honor all the founders of both the Navy and the Marines, both in the Continental Navy and the U.S. Navy as well. And we're going to have flags from all the air. I mean, this is going to be, the best thing since, the Macy's Day Parade, right? But so why am I doing all this stuff, right? Because I want y'all guys to advertise, right? The parade in Navy Marine 250, right? And I want y'all guys to tune in. It's going to be streaming on Disney Plus. It's going to be streaming on Hulu. It's going to be, and that's, we'll call it nationally, but internationally. But it's also going to be, I think, in ABC's international feed, or whatever. I can't even remember. But it's going to get a substantial amount of airtime, right, on streaming services and TV and things like that. So if y'all guys don't mind, share this video. So I'm going to put it on our site. I'm going to share it to a bunch of sites. My request is that you share it with others as well, other sites, and because we really want to have a good turnout. Well, if you're in the Philly area, come down. We're going to be there, right? So we're going to have about a half a dozen people running. I think the New Jersey SAR organization is going to be there as well, and there's the National SAR is going to be there as well. We've coordinated some with these guys, but I'm not 100% sure exactly what they're going to be doing. But I'm sure a lot of guys, we're going to be all dressed up, right? We're going to all be in, for the most part, colonial attire. But the thing that will ring true is going to be the mobile diorama with the Liberty Bell, and that's being sponsored again by Sergeant Major John Champ Chapter. Sons of the American Revolution, right here in Loudoun County, Virginia. So with that said, listen, God bless. Let's make sure we focus as much as possible. What's the 3 goals for, SAR? It's patriotism, education, and history, right? And as we gear up for 260, no, I know I'd screw that up. That'll be in the blooper reel. As we gear up to 250, right? What we want SAR to be the go-to organization for anybody anywhere to say, hey, we need guys that look like colonials. We need guys that have some clue about our American heritage and our American founding and our founding fathers and all that. And I want the first thing, to pop into their head when they say, hey, who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters. We want them to call Sons of the American Revolution. Right? God bless. Check out this video. Like our page. I'm going to beg you. Like our page. Okay? Take care. God bless. Huzzah!